Chapter 1. The Diamond Thunder. Take a long, slow breath in, and let it go. Feel the weight of the day leaving your body. As the darkness deepens outside, we are going to travel back through the mists of time, to an era when the line between myth and reality did not exist. If you visit the ancient temples of India, Nepal, or the high, windswept monasteries of Tibet, you will inevitably see a strange object. It is cast in bronze, brass, or gold. It fits in the palm of a hand. It has a central sphere, with ribs that curve outward, meeting at two pointed ends like a lotus bud, or a cage of frozen light. They call it the Vajra. In the ancient Sanskrit language, this word carries a double meaning. It means the diamond, and it means the thunderbolt, something that cannot be broken, yet possesses the power to shatter anything in its path. Today, we look at the Vajra as a ritual object, a symbol of peace, used by monks in their prayers. But if we open the oldest books known to humanity, the Rig Veda, the Mahabharata, the Vajra was not a symbol. It was a weapon of terrifying, unimaginable power, wielded by Indra, the king of the gods. The ancient texts describe the strike of the Vajra with chilling precision. They say when Indra raised it, it shone like a second sun. When unleashed, it did not just strike a target, it dissolved mountains. It dried up rivers. It created a flash of light so bright that it blinded whole armies, followed by a roar that shook the very foundations of the earth. Modern historians tell us this was just a metaphor for lightning, a primitive way to explain a summer storm. But let your mind drift for a moment. Look closer at its shape. The Vajra does not look like a sword, or a spear, or a bow. It looks mechanical. If you show a blueprint of a Vajra to a modern physicist, they will not see a weapon of war. They will see a blueprint for an energy manipulator, a short-wave antenna, a particle accelerator, a device designed to focus plasma or harness the Earth's natural electromagnetic resonance. Could it be that thousands of years ago, a highly advanced technology existed on this planet? A technology that manipulated the fabric of matter through sound and vibration? And when that civilization faded into the shadows of history, the survivors forgot the science, but remembered the shape. They recreated the weapon in bronze, holding it in their hands, praying for the power to return. As you drift closer to sleep, think of the ancient world, not as primitive, but as a world that possessed secrets we are only now beginning to rediscover. In the chapters ahead, we will follow the scorched earth left by this weapon. We will listen to the ancient frequencies. But for now, let the power of the thunderbolt fade into the background. Let the diamond clarity of your mind bring you peace. Breathe in and sink into the quiet. Chapter 2. Churning of the Cosmic Ocean. Let your thoughts settle now, like dust after a long journey. The room around you is dark, safe, and still. As you sink deeper into your bed, we leave the physical temples behind and travel into the pages of the oldest texts written by human hands. To understand the true nature of the Vajra, we must look at how it was born. The ancient chronicles tell a story that feels less like a simple myth and more like a distorted memory of a forgotten science. In the cosmic dawn, the gods were locked in a desperate war with a force of absolute chaos. The enemy was led by an entity named Vajra, a being who swallowed all the waters of the earth, creating a global drought that threatened to end life itself. The gods were powerless. Their ordinary weapons fractured against the armor of their enemy. They needed something entirely different. A weapon born from an unyielding source of cosmic energy. According to the ancient verses, the Supreme Creator instructed the gods to seek out a great and peaceful sage named Dadachi. This holy man had spent his entire life in deep meditation, directing cosmic currents through his own body. Over decades of silence, his very bones had absorbed the fundamental frequencies of the universe. They had become harder than diamond, vibrating with pure, unmanifested energy. In an act of ultimate sacrifice, the sage left his physical body behind, allowing the gods to use his remains. From his spine, the celestial architect Twashtar forged the ultimate weapon, the Vajra. Listen closely to the words used in the old texts to describe this forging. They do not speak of a blacksmith beating iron on an anvil. They speak of alignment. They speak of a balance of opposing forces, focused into a single, dense point. When the weapon was completed, it was given to Indra, the ruler of the skies. When Indra held the Vajra, the world changed. The texts say it did not just strike the enemy, it vibrated with a hum that shattered the very air. With one single blow, Indra pierced the fortress of the clouds, broke the defensive shields of Vajra, and released the trapped waters back to the earth. Modern eyes look at this story and see a poetic explanation for a thunderstorm. They see Vajra as the drought, Indra as the storm cloud, and the Vajra as the lightning bolt. But if you look past the poetry, a different picture begins to form. Why would a weapon of mass destruction be forged from a spine? Why from the bones of someone who mastered internal energy? In ancient energetic sciences, the spine is the central channel of human electricity. It is the conduit for the nervous system, the axis along which energy flows. By stating the Vajra was made from a spine, the ancient texts might be telling us that this weapon was not a simple kinetic tool. It was an energetic amplifier, a device that required a living, biological resonance to function. It was a weapon powered by the mind and the life force itself. As you listen to the rhythmic cadence of my voice, imagine that ancient sky. Imagine a technology so advanced that it bridged the gap between biology and machinery. A device that could turn the electrical potential of the human spirit into a force that could alter the weather and shatter stone. The war of the gods has long since ended. The skies are quiet now. The ancient energies have retreated deep into the earth, leaving only their echoes in the stories we tell before sleep. You are safe. The world is at peace. Let the image of the golden weapon fade from your mind. Feel the gentle, rhythmic rising and falling of your chest. Breathe in the stillness and drift deeper into the night. Chapter 3. The Architecture of Resonance. Let the heavy blanket of sleep wrap around you a little tighter now. Your breathing is slow, even, and natural. The stories of the past are no longer a distraction. They are a calm river, carrying your mind away from the waking world. In this quiet space, let us examine the physical form of the Vajra. If we look at this object not with the eyes of a historian, but with the eyes of an engineer, its mystery deepens in a fascinating way. The standard Vajra is perfectly symmetrical. In the very center is a smooth, solid sphere. From this central ball, two identical sides branch out, mirroring each other. Each side features a set of curved ribs, or prongs, that sweep outward like the petals of a lotus, only to bend back inward, converging at a sharp, singular point on each end. In some designs, the prongs are open, like claws. In others, they are closed, sealing the points into a solid tip. If you look at the schematics of modern electronics, you will find shapes that are shockingly similar to this ancient relic. A modern physicist looking at a closed Vajra might recognize it as a dual-ended electromagnetic antenna. A designer of electrical equipment would see a striking resemblance to a dipole transducer, a device used to convert electrical energy into sound or vibrations. Even more compelling is the central sphere. In advanced physics, a sphere is the most efficient shape for accumulating and holding an electrical charge. It prevents energy from leaking into the air prematurely. Could the central ball of the Vajra have been a power reservoir? Could the curved ribs have been waveguides, designed to channel an immense electrical or magnetic current from that central core and focus it into the twin points at the ends? In our modern world, we use a device called a plasma railgun. It uses electromagnetic fields to accelerate projectiles to hypersonic speeds. We also use focused microwave emitters and acoustic weapons that can shatter glass or disorient crowds using nothing but unseen frequencies. When the ancient texts say the Vajra launched bolts of light that shook mountains, they may not have been describing a magic spell. They may have been describing a directed energy weapon, a tool that gathered the ambient electromagnetic energy of the Earth, amplified it through the internal geometry of the device, and released it as a highly focused beam of plasma. Consider how the texts describe the handling of the weapon. Indra did not throw the Vajra like a spear. He held it by the central sphere. He adjusted it. He activated it. It required a specific grip, a specific intent, and, as some texts suggest, a specific vocal frequency, a mantra, to prime the device and unlock its power. Imagine a past where technology did not rely on wires, plastics, and polluting factories. Imagine a civilization that mastered the clean, invisible laws of resonance. They understood that everything in the universe, every rock, every drop of water, every living cell, is ultimately made of vibration. If you can match the vibrational frequency of a mountain, you can cause it to crumble into dust. If you can control the frequency of the air, you can summon a storm. The Vajra may have been the ultimate key to that vibrational science, a compact, handheld controller for the fundamental forces of nature. But tonight, that ancient machine is completely silent. The terrifying power it once held has been put to rest. The open prongs have been closed, transformed by time into a symbol of spiritual peace and inner strength. The weapon of war has become a tool of deep meditation. Feel the perfect symmetry of that design within yourself. Let your left side and your right side find a calm, balanced harmony. The currents of your mind are settling down, smoothing out like a vast, dark lake under a starless sky. There are no more forces to control. There is nothing you need to solve. Breathe in the deep harmony of the universe and let yourself sink into the quiet. Chapter 4: The Sound That Shatters Mountains. Allow your mind to sink even deeper now, into that comfortable heavy space where thoughts become soft and blurred. Your eyes are relaxed, and the steady rhythm of your breath is matching the quiet pulse of the night. As we move forward, we enter a realm where weaponized energy meets the power of the human voice. In our modern understanding of history, we separate technology from spoken words. We look at a machine as an object of steel and electricity, and a word as merely a passing vibration in the air. But the ancient texts tell a very different story about the Vajra. They claim that the weapon could not be activated by a simple trigger or a mechanical switch. It required something else. It required the correct sound. In the old traditions, these sacred sounds were called mantras. Today, we view mantras as tools for peaceful meditation, a way to calm the mind and soothe the spirit. But thousands of years ago, certain mantras were treated with extreme caution. They were described as precise vibrational formulas. They were launch codes. The ancient chronicles state that when Indra held the Vajra, he would chant a specific sequence of syllables. These were not prayers asking for help. They were exact mathematical frequencies delivered through human speech. Imagine a handheld device made of highly resonant metals like bronze and gold, shaped with perfect geometric precision. When the operator utters a sound at the exact frequency required by the device, the central sphere begins to vibrate. The sound waves enter the metal, bouncing through the curved ribs, amplifying with every reflection, until the energy becomes so dense that it can no longer be contained. This is the principle of acoustic resonance. We see small examples of it in our world today. A trained opera singer can shatter a crystal glass by hitting a single, precise note. They do not use physical force. They simply match the natural frequency of the glass until the material tears itself apart. Now, imagine that same science expanded on a grand, planetary scale. What if the builders of the Vajra understood the exact resonant frequency of granite, of limestone, and of iron? By tuning the weapon through vocal intonation, the user could project a wave of focused sound that would cause a stone fortress or an entire mountain peak to lose its structural integrity and instantly dissolve into powder. The ancient texts describe the sound of the Vajra in battle as a deafening, metallic roar that could be heard for hundreds of leagues. They called it the voice of the sky. It was a sound so intense that it caused the ground to ripple like water and made the bravest warriors collapse from the sheer pressure in the air. Could it be that the true power of the ancient gods was not magic, but a profound mastery of acoustics? A science that bridged the gap between the human consciousness, the spoken word, and the physical laws of matter. They knew that at the atomic level, everything is constantly vibrating. If you control the vibration, you control reality itself. Over the millennia, as that great civilization faded, the advanced weapons fell silent. The precise vocal codes were lost or intentionally hidden by those who realized the world was no longer safe for such power. The mantras that once tore open the skies were stripped of their destructive frequencies, leaving behind only the gentle, calming chants that we know today. The terrifying roar of the ancient world has been entirely erased by time. The air is perfectly still now. The frequencies around you are soft, harmonious, and completely safe. Feel the gentle vibration of your own breath as it flows effortlessly in and out. Your body is heavy, resting in perfect alignment with the quiet earth beneath you. The ancient secrets are asleep, locked away in the deep silence of history. There is nothing left to listen for. There is only the peaceful, dark expanse of the night. Breathe in the quiet, and let yourself drift away. Chapter 5. Traces in the Stone. Let yourself fall a little further now, into that effortless space between waking and dreaming. The world outside your room has faded away, leaving only the soft, dark comfort of the present moment. Your thoughts are moving slowly, drifting like clouds across a midnight sky. Up until now, the stories of the Vajra have lived in ancient texts and old traditions. It is easy for the modern mind to dismiss them as beautiful fairy tales. But if we travel across our planet and look closely at the ancient architecture left behind, we find physical clues that are incredibly difficult to explain. We find the scorched earth. In the deserts of India, hidden among the remote hills, stand the ruins of ancient stone fortresses. These structures were built with massive blocks of granite and basalt, materials so hard they required diamond-tipped tools to cut today. Yet, when archaeologists examine some of these sites, they find something deeply unsettling. The stones are not just broken, they are vitrified. Vitrification is a process where rock is subjected to such extreme, intense heat that it melts and turns into a smooth, glossy substance like green or black glass. To turn solid granite into glass requires temperatures exceeding 1200 degrees Celsius. A simple wood fire or a conventional battle primitive armies could wage cannot achieve this. It requires the sustained heat of a modern blast furnace, or a concentrated thermal blast. Yet, there are entire walls in these ancient ruins that look as though they were hit by a wave of intense, localized energy. The surfaces of the stones are melted, bubbled, and fused together, while the surrounding landscape remains completely untouched. Similar phenomena can be found across the globe. In the high peaks of Peru, at the ancient complex of Sacsayhuaman, some of the monumental stones show signs of thermal glazing on their edges. In Ireland and Scotland, there are dozens of hill forts known as vitrified forts, where the stone walls were literally melted into a single solid mass of glass thousands of years ago. When we read the ancient epics with these ruins in mind, the descriptions take on a frightening reality. The texts say that when the Vajra was unleashed against a fortress, it created a flash like 1,000 suns, and the walls of the enemy melted like wax before a flame. Could these vitrified ruins be the actual battlegrounds of the ancient gods? Could they be the physical proof that a weapon capable of projecting immense thermal and electromagnetic energy was used on this planet long before recorded history began? Modern alternative historians suggest that these ruins are the remnants of a great global conflict that took place during a forgotten epoch, a time when humanity possessed technologies that we are only now starting to conceptualize. The Vajra may have been the primary tool used in that ancient theater of war, a handheld projector of devastating energy that left its permanent mark on the bedrock of our world. But as the centuries rolled on, the nature of the planet changed. The ash cooled. The melted glass became covered in moss, soil, and forests. The terrifying heat that once dissolved fortresses was reclaimed by the cold, quiet laws of nature. Tonight, those ancient battlefields are silent and completely peaceful. The stones have been cold for thousands of years. The fierce energy that once tore through the air has dissolved back into the earth, leaving behind a profound, unbroken stillness. Feel that same cooling peace washing over you now. Any tension left in your muscles is melting away, turning into a soft, heavy relaxation. The heat of the day is gone. Your mind is perfectly cool, perfectly calm, and completely still. The earth is resting. The ancient stones are at peace. Breathe in the deep, cool air, and let yourself sink into the dark. Chapter 6. Zeus, Indra, and Thor. Let the heavy, comforting blanket of the dark press down gently upon your eyelids. Your body is settling into a state of complete rest, sinking deep into the mattress with every breath you take. The world is perfectly quiet around you, and your mind is free to wander through the deep corridors of human memory. As we look closer at the global mystery of the Vajra, a fascinating pattern begins to emerge from the shadows of our past. If this weapon belonged only to the valleys of ancient India or the mountains of Tibet, we might look at it as a local legend. But if you look across the oceans and through different cultures, you find that the same weapon appears everywhere. In the white marble temples of ancient Greece, the supreme king of the gods is Zeus. He does not carry a sword. He does not hold a shield. His ultimate weapon is the thunderbolt. When you look at the oldest Greek sculptures and coins, the thunderbolt of Zeus is not drawn as a jagged line of light in the sky. It is depicted as a physical, handheld object. It has a central handle with curved, pronged ends pointing outward in both directions. It looks identical to the open-pronged Vajra. Travel further north, into the cold, frost-covered lands of Scandinavia. Here, the god of thunder is Thor. He carries a legendary weapon called Mjolnir, a hammer that returns to his hand after it is thrown. We often think of Mjolnir as a heavy iron mallet, but in the oldest Norse descriptions, this weapon was forged by dwarfs in a hidden underground realm using cosmic fire. It was capable of shattering mountains, producing blinding light, and controlling the weather. In many early geometric carvings, the symbol of Thor's hammer matches the cross-like shape of the double Vajra. Across the world, in the ancient myths of the Aztec and Mayan civilizations of Central America, we find descriptions of the Zucotl, the fire serpent. This was a powerful, metallic-looking object held by the sun god, capable of piercing through solid stone and launching devastating bolts of light. How is it possible that ancient cultures separated by vast oceans, towering mountains, and thousands of years all described the exact same weapon? They all gave it to the king of their gods. They all shaped it with the same geometric symmetry, and they all described its power not as magic, but as a force that controlled the sky, electricity, and the earth. Conventional history suggests that this is simply a coincidence, a shared human psychological trait that associates lightning with a handheld weapon. But a more intriguing possibility exists. What if all these myths are the fractured, distorted memories of a single, global truth? What if, before the oceans rose and the continents were divided, a highly advanced global civilization ruled the Earth? This civilization possessed a unified technology. The Vajra, the thunderbolt of Zeus, and the hammer of Thor were not different weapons from different myths. They were the exact same piece of ancient, high-energy machinery. A standardized technology used by an elite group of individuals who ruled the ancient world. When that great global era collapsed into the mists of time, the survivors carried the memory of this technology with them to the ends of the earth. They built new cultures, spoke new languages, and gave the gods new names, but they never forgot the shape of the weapon that once ruled the skies. Tonight, the great storm of the gods has passed. The sky is clear, dark, and filled with silent, distant stars. The thunderbolts have all been put away, and the fierce arguments of the ancient kings have turned to dust. Feel the deep, ancient quiet settling into your own space. There are no conflicts to resolve, no storms to face. The global memory is at rest, sleeping beneath the soil of history. Your breathing is slow, rhythmic, and incredibly peaceful. You are drifting closer and closer to that quiet horizon where thoughts become dreams. Breathe in the vast, silent history of the world, and let yourself fall asleep. Chapter 7. The Hidden Monasteries. Let the steady rhythm of the night slow down your thoughts even further. Your muscles are loose, your shoulders are relaxed, and the darkness around you feels soft, warm, and protective. We are leaving the grand battlefields of the past behind, moving into the quietest, most isolated corners of our modern world. High up in the Himalayas, where the air is thin and the wind speaks in whispers, sit the ancient monasteries of Tibet and Bhutan. These places are built on the edges of sheer cliffs, isolated from the noise of modern civilization. It is here, in the hidden sanctuaries guarded by generations of monks, that the story of the Vajra takes its most mysterious turn. In these monasteries, the Vajra is not just a relic of the past, it is kept alive. According to deep esoteric traditions, not all Vajras made in the ancient world were melted down or lost in the ground. A few original, active pieces were rescued from the ruins of the old civilization. They were brought to these high sanctuaries, far away from the eyes of the public, to be kept safe until the world was ready for them again. There are old travelers' journals and whispered accounts from those who managed to enter the deepest, most sacred inner chambers of these temples. They tell stories of ancient, metallic Vajras that behave in ways that defy the known laws of physics. These objects are said to be kept on silk cushions, locked away inside heavy iron boxes. The monks whisper that on certain days, when the atmosphere is charged or during specific planetary alignments, these ancient pieces begin to wake up. They do not project destructive beams of light anymore, but they begin to emit a low, beautiful musical hum, a frequency that can be felt in the chest of anyone standing nearby. Even more incredible are the claims that some of these active Vajras can become weightless. They begin to vibrate so rapidly that they hover slightly above their cushions, suspended by a localized magnetic or gravitational field that the modern world does not yet understand. The guardians of these monasteries treat these objects with a profound, quiet reverence. They do not see them as weapons of war, but as holy instruments of cosmic order. They believe that the vibration of these ancient devices helps to maintain the energetic balance of the earth, keeping the chaotic forces of nature at bay. To the modern skeptic, these stories are nothing more than monastic folklore, designed to create a sense of wonder. But if we consider the possibility of an ancient, vibrational technology, these accounts begin to make sense. If the Vajra was a device designed to interact with the electromagnetic fields of the planet, it would naturally respond to the unique, high-altitude atmospheric conditions of the Himalayas. The monks may not know the exact mathematical equations behind the machine, but they have preserved the exact environment and the specific ritual frequencies needed to keep the device from going completely dormant. They are the keepers of a sleeping technology, waiting out the centuries in absolute silence. As you listen to the calm, steady flow of my voice, imagine those high, peaceful monasteries. Picture the butter lamps flickering in the dark, casting soft shadows on the ancient stone walls. Feel the deep, heavy silence of the mountains, a silence that has remained unbroken for thousands of years. The active Vajras are completely still tonight, resting quietly on their cushions in the dark. Their ancient hum has faded into a soft, undetectable whisper, blending perfectly with the natural rhythm of the earth. There is no need to seek out secrets. There is no need to understand the unknown. The world is being taken care of by those who watch over it in silence. Your mind is as calm and still as a high mountain peak. Your body is heavy, perfectly relaxed, and sinking deeper into the quiet expanse of sleep. Breathe in the pure, crisp air of the mountains, and let yourself drift away. Chapter 8: The Double Vajra and Cosmic Order. Let your body sink even deeper into the stillness of the night. Every breath you take is a wave of relaxation, washing away the last remnants of the waking day. The air around you is calm, and the dark space is filled with a sense of perfect safety. As we continue our journey into the mystery of this ancient technology, the shape of the weapon evolves. In the deepest traditions of sacred geometry, there is a variation of this object that carries an even deeper significance. It is known as the Vishva Vajra, or the double Vajra. Imagine two identical Vajras crossed at the center at a perfect 90-degree angle, forming a brilliant, symmetrical star with 4 distinct points. In the ancient world, this was not viewed as a simple weapon for a single warrior. The double Vajra was a symbol of absolute stability. It was the emblem of the cosmic foundation, the unyielding grid that holds the physical universe together. When depicted in ancient art, it is often placed at the base of a throne or carved into the foundational stones of massive temples. If we look at this through the lens of alternative science, the double Vajra represents a major shift in technology. If a single Vajra was a tool for projecting a focused beam of energy in one direction, the double Vajra looks like a stabilized field generator. In modern physics, when we want to create a stable magnetic field, like the ones used inside nuclear fusion reactors or advanced maglev trains, wir используем crossed magnetic fields. We arrange electromagnetic coils in a precise, geometric cross to balance the forces and lock them into place. This prevents the energy from collapsing or leaking out. Could the double Vajra have been a stationary power device? A generator used by the ancient civilization to create a protective dome of energy over an entire city, or to stabilize the tectonic forces of the earth itself. The old texts say that the double Vajra represents the 4 directions of the world: north, south, east, and west. They claim that it protects the center from any chaotic forces trying to enter from the outside. In a world that mastered resonance, a network of these crossed energy generators, placed at specific geometric nodes across the planet, could have formed a global energetic grid. A grid that controlled the climate, prevented earthquakes, and allowed humanity to live in a state of permanent harmony with nature. When you look at the design, it is a masterclass in balance. No matter which way you turn it, it remains perfectly identical. It is an image of absolute order overcoming chaos. Tonight, that global grid is completely at rest. The powerful fields have softened into a gentle, protective embrace that wraps around the entire planet. The 4 corners of the world are in perfect alignment, held together by an unseen, ancient harmony. Feel that same sense of absolute stability entering your own body. You are perfectly supported by the ground beneath you. There are no forces pulling you apart, no directions you need to run. Your left side and your right side, your mind and your spirit, are finding their perfect center. The energy within you is balancing out, smoothing into a calm, steady rhythm. The world is secure. The universe is in order. Breathe in the perfect balance of the night and drift deeper into the dark. Chapter 9. The Energy Within Us. Let go of the external world completely now. The temples, the stones, and the ancient battlefields have all served their purpose. As you float closer to the deep waters of sleep, the story of the Vajra undergoes its final, most profound transformation. It leaves the realm of physical machinery and enters the space within you. In the high spiritual traditions that inherited these secrets, the sages eventually revealed a beautiful truth. They taught that the outer world is simply a mirror of the inner world. The advanced weapons, the melting stones, and the energy grids of the ancient civilization were not just historical facts, they were a physical demonstration of the power locked inside the human body. In ancient energetic anatomy, your spine is the central axis of your universe. The old texts describe three main currents of energy that flow through us. One flows down the left side, representing the cool, calm energy of the moon. Another flows down the right side, representing the warm, active energy of the sun. But in the very center, running directly through the spine, is the third channel, the silent, primordial path of pure consciousness. Look at the shape of the Vajra one more time in your mind. The central sphere is your heart, your quiet center. The twin ends pointing in opposite directions are the dual forces of your life. Inhale and exhale, waking and sleeping, mind and body. When these forces are scattered and out of alignment, they create noise, tension, and fatigue. But when they are brought into perfect harmony, they meet at the center. They ignite the dormant energy within your spine. The sages believe that a person who masters their own internal energy becomes a living Vajra. They become diamond-like, utterly indestructible, completely unshakable by the storms of life. They possess a clarity of mind that can pierce through any illusion, and a sense of peace that nothing can shatter. This is why the fearsome weapon of the gods eventually became the most sacred tool of the monk. It was a reminder that the ultimate power on this planet is not a machine made of bronze or gold. It is not a technology that can dissolve mountains. The greatest power is the mastery of your own spirit, the ability to find absolute stillness in a world of constant motion. As you lie here in the dark, you are tuning your own instrument. You are dropping the arguments of the day. You are allowing the sun and the moon within you to find their quiet, evening balance. Your breathing has become your mantra, a soft, wordless frequency that calms your nervous system, clears your mind, and heals your body. With every gentle exhalation, you are releasing the old, spent energies of the day. With every gentle inhalation, you are drawing in the clean, revitalizing stillness of the night. You do not need to fight any battles. You do not need to defend any fortresses. The ultimate weapon has been transformed into ultimate peace. You are perfectly safe, perfectly whole, and completely at rest within your own skin. Feel the diamond clarity of this moment. The world inside you is beautifully aligned, glowing with a soft, fading light. Breathe in your own inner strength and sink into the deepest layers of the night. Chapter 10. The Eternal Calm. The journey is complete now, and the shores of the waking world have completely vanished from view. You have traveled through the ancient texts, stood before the melted stones of forgotten history, and felt the secret geometry of the cosmos settle deep within your own heart. Now, all the stories can be laid to rest. Every mystery we have explored tonight has brought us back to this very moment. The great wars of the skies, the powerful technologies of the gods, and the hidden frequencies of the earth were all just steps along a path leading back to the absolute, primordial silence. In the final teachings of the ancient traditions, there is a concept known as the Great Void, the vast, dark, unmanifested space from which everything is born and to which everything must eventually return. They say that before the universe existed, there was only this beautiful, warm darkness. There were no stars, no earth, no gods, and no weapons. There was only a profound, sleeping peace. The Vajra, the diamond thunderbolt, is ultimately a child of that silence. It was created to protect the cosmic order, to ensure that after the storm, the quiet would always return. Imagine all the ancient pieces across the world, the ones buried deep beneath the sand of old deserts, the ones locked away in the high, frozen monasteries of Tibet, and the symbols carved into the bedrock of our planet. Picture them all losing their last faint glows. The internal currents stop vibrating. The metallic hums dissolve into the air. The sacred geometry fades into the dark. The technology has done its work. The world is safe, balanced, and perfectly still. The ancient gods have laid down their weapons, closed their eyes, and returned to their long, eternal sleep. Let that same absolute surrender wash over you now. There are no more chapters to listen to. There are no more secrets to uncover. The mind has asked all its questions, and the night has answered with perfect stillness. Your body feels incredibly heavy, deeply relaxed, and beautifully integrated with the dark room around you. You are floating on a vast, calm ocean of sleep. The air you breathe is soft and cool, moving through you like a gentle tide that carries away the very last thoughts of the day. You are diamond. You are indestructible. You are completely at peace. Let the final echoes of my voice dissolve into the quiet environment of your room. Let the darkness wrap around you like a soft, velvet embrace. Turn off the mind. Let go of the self. Breathe in the eternal calm of the universe and drift away into your deepest, most beautiful sleep.